Hey y'all, this is Dash Show Rose here back with another review. It's been a little while since I've done one of these. It's actually been a couple months since I did a store/restaurant review. But I am back to, do more of these. Yeah, things have been very, very crazy, with Thanksgiving and, Christmas and all that, Plus I had COVID and all that, it's been crazy for the last couple months, so I've not been able to upload anything. Heck, even for October, I didn't even finish my, I did the Crescent Hotel and all that, but I didn't, talk about a restaurant and all that. So yeah, but sorry about that. But anywho, we're gonna talk about Applebee's. Yes, Applebee's. The restaurant with the giant apple, as you guys can see right here. Yeah, Applebee's. Yes, we're gonna talk about this one and my experience with it. But you guys know the drill. If you guys want to be notified for future videos, please hit that like button and subscribe to my channel, so that way you guys can stay notified for future videos. Anywho, let's go ahead and get started. Let's talk about Applebee's. So, Applebee's. Now, Applebee's is a restaurant. Honestly, I don't have a whole lot of experience with, but I will say that I do go there occasionally. I've been there a couple times for the last couple years. Heck, I went there just recently. I went there, so I can, officially tell you guys my experience with it. The only time I won't tell you, I will do a review and not tell my experience with it is if I haven't been there in a long time and I don't have one around me, or if a store/restaurant, has closed, then I won't do that either. But anywho, so Applebee's is a interesting restaurant. Applebee's is kind of it's one of those restaurants, from the 80s and 90s and all that, where they have a bar and they basically, it's a dine-in place, it's one of those. But Applebee's, though, now I gotta say this, Applebee's, I don't know, it hasn't really fallen too much that I'm aware of. But I will say that I do kind of miss the classic Applebee's logo. Because now that's more generic, but I can say that about a lot of logos. A lot of them are more generic now. I mean, it's still got the apple on it and all that, but they got rid of the, I don't know, it just looks more, it doesn't look as fancy as it once did. Especially the signs that you drive by, they don't look they still look good. I will say Applebee's designs, signs, the remodelizations of signs, is one of the few signs that looks actually better. It actually looks better than, it doesn't look better, but it looks still good compared to, what it used to be. A lot of the redesigned signs that, they do when they remodel restaurants, in stores, they usually look worse. But surprisingly, Applebee's actually looks better. It looks better. It looks a lot better. It still looks good. It still looks good, and I gotta say, I do really still like the design. I just don't like it as much as the original. And sorry if I'm kind of I'm all over the place here. I only got 6 hours of sleep. I was woke up and all that, so yeah, so sorry about that, but yeah, so anywho, anywho, I want to go ahead and talk about the food. Because, when it comes to restaurants, you gotta talk about the food itself. And I have to say, I do like their food. Like, I actually had some of their shrimp, because I have a passion for seafood. Yeah, I do. I really like seafood and all that, so seafood's really my thing, I like eating I like eating seafood. So a lot of times when I go to these diners, like Texas Roadhouse and all that, I'll order seafood. I won't do it every time, because, I like to change it up and try different foods, but I gotta say, the seafood there was actually really good. It was really, really good. But I did like the seafood. But I have to say, the food there is kind of expensive. It's kind of expensive. Like, it's basically kind of like any other, like, dining restaurant anymore. I feel like it's all kind of gone up a bit. Like, if you go to Texas Roadhouse and all that, it's kind of expensive too. It really is. But yeah, Texas Roadhouse is a lot more expensive. But yeah, well, I mean, it's more expensive too. I mean, yeah, basically, they've kind of, upped the price over time, but it makes sense though, because, everything's kind of gone up and all that anyway, and, with these restaurants, I believe these restaurants actually have to buy the food from the stores, which the stores themselves are freaking horribly expensive. Yeah, they are horribly expensive themselves. But yeah, they're like, I mean, have you guys seen a box of lasagna? Like, I've seen them, like, up to $20. And I mean, you could get them sometimes cheaper, but they've gone up so much over time, and it kind of sucks, because, I like lasagna too, so the fact you gotta pay so much for that, it's ridiculous. But that's kind of with like Applebee's, Texas Roadhouse, and all that. They have to, they have to buy their food probably from other stores and all that and make it. Because, I mean, it's not like they can make all this stuff, like, by hand, I mean, they use their own seasoning, like the shrimp here probably uses its own seasoning, but, yeah, I don't know. But, yeah, I gotta say, though, the food, though, despite it being kind of expensive, it is really good. However, I don't know, I'm gonna say this now, I haven't had the other food, but I had some shrimp here, and, it was like a $20 meal and all that. I think you split it, like, with someone. Well, you're supposed to split it. I feel like, though, I kind of spent more on it. That could be because I got a card there. Yeah, I decided, I'm like, that's kind of the whole reason why I went to Applebee's, mainly was just to get a card, because I don't want to spend, like, $25 for a gift card at, like, a store when I could just go to the restaurant and just get one for $5, because I'm not planning on, buying, all that, I'm not planning on, buying, this or that, like, I don't know, I kind of, like, I mean, the cards are really expensive, like, they really are, like, heck, even freaking Burger King, like, a lot of times you'll go to a store and, like, buy, like, a Burger King card, like, I've seen them, like, because I've been wanting the new logo, because I have the old one. So I was actually thinking they were going to sell out of it, but they didn't. So I was looking to see if I wanted to buy one there, but they want like $15 for it. Like $10 to $15 is what I've seen them sell it for. So they want way more than what I could probably use at Burger King, because I don't really spend a whole lot at Burger King. So that's kind of like why, like, Applebee's, for example, is why I got the card there. And yeah, Applebee's is more expensive, but if you buy a card there and you, on top of, everything else, you're going to be, because there's tax and all that, you're going to be spending, like, a lot more on a card there than, what you would, if you were to actually go to the restaurant / store themselves. And some of them I'm kind of forced to buy them because we don't have any around, but I'd rather just go to the, the store and just, buy that than anything else, but I don't know. But I'm thinking about, I've been thinking about this too, about because there's still some cards out there I want to, buy, but some of them are probably worth buying, at the store, because Chuck E. Cheese, for example. I haven't been to a Chuck E. Cheese in a while, but I assumed to get in there and all that and play the games, you're going to be spending quite a bit of money anyway. Plus, if you want to play the games themselves, you'd be spending a bit of a fortune. So, I don't know. I feel like that kind of, would make sense there and all that, to buy that. But I don't know. But anywho, so Applebee's is, on the other hand, yeah, it's a lot cheaper to go to the store. I mean, to the restaurant to get one. And I mean, the cards I don't know, if you're very picky about getting gift cards, I'm sure you'll probably be better off going to the store. But I'm not that picky. I mean, I'm picky sometimes with some of this stuff, but Applebee's, as long as it has the logo and the apple on it, that's all I care about, But, yeah, so anywho, though, I also want to discuss something here. I want to discuss, too, the workers, too. Because, that's the other thing, too, is, when it comes to, restaurants and stores, you also have to talk about the workers. And I have to say, there was hardly anybody there at Applebee's, working. I don't know, it could have been a slow hour, I'm not sure, because I did arrive there, I think they just now opened when I arrived there. So they probably were just opening up, but I feel like this has been a trend, that's been a problem. I feel like, there's a trend where, Applebee's and I think Buffalo Wild Wings and all that, I've been to them and there's hardly anyone working there. There isn't. That's kind of the thing with here. There was 2 people working there and the place was not very busy. I don't think there might have been some other people there, I can't remember, but there was if there was only a couple, maybe a couple sets of people that came in to eat. But I don't know. But I mean, there was someone who ordered it, to go, so you can actually order it to go too. But I mean, they're pretty quick though. They are really quick for there being 2 people there. They are very quick. It took a little while to get the food, but that's usually how dinings are anyway. But the fact that it didn't take super long. I think at Texas Roadhouse, I'm waiting a lot longer. Well, of course, Texas Roadhouse is also very packed. It's super packed, so I guess it makes sense. But the thing is, though, I kind of felt like I was kind of, I don't know, I mean, the employees weren't rude or anything, but I don't know, I just felt I was trying to get this card thing here, and the guy wanted me to wait. I'm like, why can't I just buy the card before? So I ended up having to buy that with my my credit card on top of I guess my debit card. I had to buy it on top of all of that. When I was ordering the food, and I was trying to get it on cash, but it's he was getting confused or something, and I was just you know what? I'm just gonna, I don't know. Because I bought something at Walmart using the card already, so I wanted to not use the card on that. But I had to do that anyway, so that kind of stunk there. But yeah, I don't know. But it still wasn't bad. You can also watch, I guess they have sports on and all, so you can watch sports. Apparently they have football. Because I thought Applebee's was part of, was part of the race car business and all that. They, were advertised by racers or something like that. Maybe they're not anymore, I don't know, because I would think they would have, racing on, TV or something, but I don't know. I don't know, do they still do that? Because I haven't really seen anybody, show off like race cars and all that on TV. I would assume they do if they do like other sports, but I don't know. It doesn't seem very common as much as football and all that, so I don't know. But yeah, football is like on, it's typical sports. You can watch sports. I'm not really a sports person, but if you like sports, you could watch it there, I guess, They'll let you watch it while you're eating your food. But, yeah, so overall, I feel like Applebee's is kind of expensive, but, it's also kind of, it's expensive, but not just that, but it's also, Applebee's is, I don't know, it's kind of feels like, it feels like they're not getting a lot of business and all that, but it's one of those places that I just don't understand why they're not getting a lot of business. I guess they're just not. I don't know. It could be employee problems. I don't know. But I'm going to go ahead and just give this one a good and 93 points. Yes, 93 points. The reason why I'm giving it 93 points, though, instead of 120 or even 100, is mostly because of the prices. The prices are a bit pricey here, but eating here every so often, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I wouldn't mind eating here with friends or family or something like that, but I wouldn't want to eat here all the time. Plus, they really don't have, they didn't really have a whole lot to offer for food. It felt like their menus kind of felt small, but I feel like the service is fast enough, and I feel like their dining area looks very nice and all that. Where I feel like it's worth it. Also, this is supposed to be a fun fact, but it's what I saw on Google. But I don't know if this is actually true because now it's telling me like a completely different location. But basically, I was reading that it originally opened up in Missouri, is where it opened up at. But yeah, that's not originally where it opened up at. Now, if that's true or not, I don't know. Also, speaking of Missouri, this isn't the original Applebee's I've been to. I usually do this thing where I take a picture and all that of the original location, but I didn't do that, So I guess there's not that, but it's all right, I suppose. It still looks very identical to the one in Jeff, but yeah, I don't know. But yeah, overall, yeah, I do think Applebee's is still very good, but I do feel like it's a common trope these days where a lot of people are not really, like, a lot of these restaurants are not, very busy anymore. And some people blame maybe the pandemic for that, because people are probably afraid to go out. But I feel like it's more so, I think people are just, I don't know, some of these restaurants just don't feel like they're getting people's attention anymore. Because there are restaurants out there that are actually doing very well. Like Texas Roadhouse, for example, that place is freaking packed. Like sometimes we're stuck waiting outside, for it to open. Which can suck, if it's super cold or super hot out, just waiting out there. But yeah, that kind of seems to be a trope there. But things like McDonald's, McDonald's is one of those restaurants. Like looking on Google Maps, yeah, it's definitely not as packed as it once was. Like you can look on Google Maps, and a lot of locations have more people and all that. But they don't have as much people anymore. But that makes sense because McDonald's has kind of gone downhill. But they've really gone downhill. They don't even, like, I thought they took away all the kids stuff and all that. But with Applebee's, at least this location, this is like really the only one I think I've been to. I could have been one in Columbia too, but I don't remember if I have. But yes, Applebee's though, here at least, where I go, at least it's a lot, like, it's actually really good. The restaurant's clean, and and all of that. But anywho, though, I'm gonna go ahead and let this go. Also, I did record this one too. You know, I feel like people might be getting sick of me saying that every time. But yeah, I feel like I should inform people when I recorded something or not. But yeah, I recorded it I think back in 2019. But anywho, though, I'm gonna go ahead and let this go. I'll see you guys later. Bye bye. Also, I gotta say this real quick before I go. I did not record. I don't know if I recorded the original Applebee's or not. Before they remodeled the building, because they did that back in 2013. I thought I'd just let you guys know there. But I did record it more recently. But anywho, for real this time, I'm gonna go ahead and let things go from here. See you guys next time. Bye bye.